Thank you very much, Dilip. And hope you enjoy this new parent and keeping you probably keeping awake all the time. Okay, and we'll offer special prayers on behalf of family. To you have an opinion on that and worship. Okay, so it's time to welcome our Sunday feast speaker. We don't need an introduction. He's given multiple classes in the past. He's known for his pastoral knowledge. He's none other than his great Jay Sachinandan Prabhu. Just a couple of things about him. Materially, he's very qualified. He's master's in mechanical engineering from Ohio University. He's practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 15 years, introduced by his Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj. That's his way to this beautiful sublime process. And he's initiated disciple of his Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj. Very, very versed in Shastra. Very delight soul. You always see him chanting, and he has multiple Bhakti Vrishas, Farmington, Auburn Hills, and he's an amazing friend, and he's always there to help, support, guide, no matter what he's doing. So let's welcome his great Jai Sachinandan Prabhu in our traditional way by 3 times loudly chanting. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. इसलिए जैसे शरण प्रभु की
जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहार Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jai Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jai.
हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपाद सहगणा ललिता श्रीराधाकान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो पादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भक्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनि नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यं। So thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak and glorify about Krishna and his devotees. Personally, I'm not in a position to sit on a Vyasasana and speak to maybe an audience or lecture or discourse in Imam, but since I'm not pure in character, but I take this opportunity to purify myself. So I thought today I will speak about what's happening in the world today and making Bhagavad Gita very relevant. So usually we think that Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita is somewhere around 5,000 years ago. Maybe it's about some Puranic character or maybe from Treta Yuga, from Dwapara Yuga. But Krishna consciousness or Bhagavad Gita is very alive. You know, the problems that Bhagavad Gita states that are very problematic are happening today. And if we as devotees do not see these things happening outside in relationship with Bhagavad Gita, then we are prone to be affected by them. So, having said that, so this is what I wanted to talk today, divine and demoniac natures. So it's 1:18, so I'll try to wrap it up within the time frame. So to start with, I wanted to maybe again give an overview of the context of what divine and demoniac natures are. So first of all, one must understand who is this Krishna? Who is the absolute truth? We are singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what is this absolute truth? Who's Krishna? What do we want from him? How is he relevant to me in my life? In my own struggles in my life, I'm undergoing. How is he relevant to me? Right? So this is very important to understand. So the Vedanta Sutra, the Bhagavatam, mentions what is the absolute truth. And why do I need to know what is the absolute truth? Because the absolute truth is the source of everything I want to achieve, I aspire for in this world. I aspire for good stability. I aspire for happiness. I aspire for good comfort. I aspire for love. There are so many aspirations in everyone. But where are these aspirations coming from? Where do these aspirations find fulfillment? Now, where do all these things that I'm seeing, I'm right now speaking, now where is this voice coming from? I'm vibrating my vocal cords. Where is that coming from? Where is your sense of perception of my voice? Where is it coming from? You're perceiving what I'm speaking. It's happening in a split second. Where is it coming from? Now, where is the decipher? You're deciphering. This is what this means. Everything, the processing, the speaking, the hearing, and the entities that enable all of this experience that we are having right now, where is it coming from? Where is the ego coming from? Where is my mind coming from? Where is the intelligence coming from? Where is illusion coming from? So what is the answer? The modern science's answer to all these questions, it all came from a big bang, which is just stardust. There was stardust and there was just matter, and then the matter had an explosion. And whatever is within my experience, somehow you have to magically believe, don't ask more questions, but you have to magically believe that everything within my experience got out of that. Is that a reasonable proposition? That's not a reasonable proposition. Bhagavatam explains every minute experience I'm having, where is it coming from? Every minute experience. I'm having a sense that person is very egotistic. Where is it coming from? I'm feeling very agitated right now. I feel depressed right now. Where is it coming from? Do we know? Bhagavatam is answering. So the absolute truth is the source of all that exists right now within your experience, within my experience, and outside of my experience. And by knowing that absolute truth, by being connected to that absolute truth, our confusion is dispelled. Our confusion is dispelled. Now, very beautifully, the Bhagavatam explains, repeat after me, Yada hi avahito vadhni darushvekasvayonishu naneva bhati vishwatma bhuteshu sattatha puman. Very nice shloka. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord as super soul pervades all things, just as fire permeates. So he appears to be of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without a second. I'll also read the purport for this. Read the purport. Lord Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by one of his plenary parts, expands himself all over the material world, and his existence can be perceived even within the atomic energy. Matter, antimatter, proton, neutron are all different effects of the Paramatma feature of the Lord. As from wood, fire can be manifested. or as butter can be churned out of milk, so also the presence of the Lord as Paramatma can be felt by the process of legitimate hearing and chanting of the transcendental subjects, which are especially treated in the Vedic literatures like the Upanishads and the Vedanta. Srimad Bhagavatam is the bona fide explanation of these Vedic literatures. The Lord can be realized through the oral reception of the transcendental message, and that is the only way to experience the transcendental subject. As fire is kindled from wood by another fire, the divine consciousness of a man can similarly be kindled by another divine grace. His divine grace, the spiritual master, can kindle the spiritual fire from the wood-like living entity by imparting proper spiritual messages injected through the receptive ear. Therefore, one is required to approach the proper spiritual master with receptive ears only. And thus, divine existence is gradually realized. The difference between animality and humanity lies in this process only. A human being can hear properly, whereas an animal cannot. Very beautiful purport. We're all here to hear about Krishna. And this hearing process, Prabhupada mentions, is the means by which we can perceive the Lord. The Lord is present. I can't see God. I doubt God. It's like doubting the fire inside the wood. The fire is inside the wood, but there is a process to get the fire inside the wood. I doubt the ghee inside the milk. The ghee is present, but there is a process to get the ghee from the milk. In this way, Eko Devaha Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha Sarvantaryami Sarvabhutantara. He is Gudaha. He is hidden. So the Vedas, Krishna is also hidden. The Vedas which talk about Krishna, they also actually speak in a very hidden way. Jiva Goswami mentions in the Tattva Sandarbha how the Vedas actually speak in a very hidden way. In Tamil also, the Vedas, I don't know about Hindi, but in Tamil, Vedas are called Marai. Marai means that which speaks in a very hidden way. They don't speak very openly. So Krishna is hidden. Krishna is hidden. We don't see. So very beautiful verse also. Yatahi avahito bhaktihi darishu ekah svayodishu. So fire is one. There is not multiple fire. There is one fire that is permeating different types of wood. But Prabhupada is saying this wood-like living entity, fire is present. But when the fire, another fire is kindling this fire, the wood is present. Then what happens? The wood is consumed. The wood is consumed. And then you can actually see the fire. So the wood-like consciousness of the living entity is like Annamaya, Manomaya, is like the wood-like consciousness. You're thinking, where is God? Who is God? Who knows whether there is God or not? This is like wood-like consciousness. So when we hear about Krishna, this is kindled. Now, this is basically the absolute truth. The absolute truth is Krishna. The absolute truth is existing. He is the person. He is the source from which everything is existing. But right now, I don't see everything in a connected way. Rajoguna needs to see everything disconnected. I don't see everything connected. But when the intelligence is become concretized, when the intelligence has become one-pointed, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, I can actually perceive how Krishna is present in everything. He is the active principle in everything. He is the active principle in everything. There appears to be differences. Krishna also mentioned very beautifully, in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, what is Sattva Guna vision? Sattva Guna vision means to see every living entity Ekam bhavam avyayam ikshate. I'm seeing multiple material bodies, but I think this person is a Tamil, this person is a Gunti, this person is a Gujju, this person is a Mexican, this person is a Hindu, this person is a Christian. This is Rajoguna vision, Krishna mentions in the 18th chapter. What is Sattva Guna vision? Sattva Guna vision means avyayam bhavam ikshate. Avyayam bhavam ikshate means he can see the qualitative non-difference of the spirit soul, which is inhabiting different material bodies. This is called the Brahmabhuta stage, where one actually sees that it is the same soul principle, it is the same principle of the Jiva which is present in all life forms. So when one sees this principle, then one comes to the stage of Brahmabhuta platform. One sees on the bodily platform, then one gets bewildered. And this is the absolute truth, I just want to say. But if one understands the absolute truth, how does he behave? Yam, you can repeat after me. Yam yam dvachaparam laham. Manyate nadhikam tataha. Yasmin sito na dukhena. Guruna me vicharyate. So if one understands this absolute truth, he understands there is nothing more to be understood. I have gotten it all. Very beautiful example of God. You ask, Someone is asking, what is God? What is God? After having achieved Him, I don't feel distracted at all. That is what is called God. You don't feel like, what next? Okay, I've seen Krishna. Now what next, Prasadam? That means I've not seen Krishna. I'm chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Now what next? Okay, then what next happens? That means I'm not experienced Krishna. Krishna means, very nicely he says, Manyate na adhikam taka. One doesn't feel what adhikam, next to what happens. If one starts feeling like that, next, that means that object that he's meditating on is not a fit object of meditation. We are right now meditating on imperfect objects of meditation. The gopis are saying, Deyam apati. Krishna's lotus feet is the fit object of meditation. And meditating on that, one doesn't feel of shifting his consciousness anywhere. The buck stops here. The intelligence has taken layam. Layam means it has taken residence. It has found peace. The crow was flying over the ocean. It became tired. It perched on a tree and found residence there. Nide. In the nest, it found residence. It is happy. It is situated there. This is the meaning of understanding God. If you understand God, there is no boredom. There is no lack of excitement. There is no distraction. And that is what we are wanting right now. I want to watch a movie and I want to forget everything else. That means I want to experience God. But I want to experience God through a materialistic movie. So it does not deliver me God. But if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, we can experience a situation where we forget time. Where we will forget what next. What next to eat? What next to gossip? This is cessated, stopped. And one can have a practical realization. It's a very nice process. How does he behave? Now, how do you experience this God? You can repeat after me. Ata Shri Krishna Namadhi Na Bhaved Grahyam Indriyaihi Sevan Mukehi Jihvadam Swayameva Spuratyadaha. Beautiful verse. So this Krishna, who's the active principle in everything, he's the source of everything. This is the meaning of absolute truth. Absolute truth means whatever is coming from absolute truth is also non-different in its quality. For instance, this is kartal. Now, if I cut this string, of course, you should not do it, then it cannot function as a kartal. Is it not? That means that it can be fragmented, khanditam. But the absolute truth is animanam khanditam. Khanditam means you cannot divide the absolute truth. What does it mean? That means if you understand something coming from the absolute truth, that also is qualitatively non-different from the absolute truth. I'll give you another example. Prabhupada mentions this many times in his purports, and it is a brilliant understanding. What is that? There is no difference between the absolute truth, Krishna, and the knowledge about Krishna. If someone is asking you, do you know Krishna? You can say, yes, I know Krishna. How do you know Krishna? Because I have knowledge about Krishna. It is non-different from Krishna. Holy name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. The jivas who are emanating, who are the Vibhinna Amshas, they are qualitatively non-different. Of course, they are quantitatively different. But everything that is connected to the absolute truth is inextricably linked to him. That vision of seeing everything within the absolute truth is called Tattva Darshinaha. It's called Tattva Darshan. You see, the absolute truth means to see everything that is existing within the platform of the absolute truth. That's like anyone who's on Google is on the Google server, is it not? I'm searching on Google, then everything is resting on the Google server. Similarly, everything that anyone is doing, this whole different Brahmandas, is resting on Krishna. Now, how do you know this Krishna? This Krishna is present everywhere. That Krishna cannot be known. How do you know? Very easily. You can know not just the Paramatma feature of the Lord, you can know beautiful Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha as they're performing their pastimes there. Shri Krishna Namadi. Namadi means beginning from Nama. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Namadi means all these four things. This Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of Krishna can be known. I mentioned many times, what does knowing mean? Knowing means to have a complete experience of that object. That is called knowledge. If I say mango, what does it mean to know a mango? To not just see it, to taste the mango also. That is called knowing the mango. What does it mean to know music? To know music means to not just hear about a raga. No. To know the nature of a raga. So if you have to know that raga, there is a difference between the word ma and the sound ma. To know that ma means to know how to sound that ma. Is it not? It is not simply you know ma. That is not knowledge of ma. Is it not? So similarly, to know God means to be completely absorbed in Him, knowing Him to be the source of everything that exists. That is what it means to know God. All the rasas, that is what it means to know God. So knowing God means simply not, okay, Krishna is supreme. No, not that. So how do you know Him? By the process of service. When one becomes submissive, then everything, because Krishna is already present within the heart, Krishna is already present within the name, He's already present, but because of my rebelliousness, I'm subject to the Maya Shakti of the Lord. Because of being subject to the Maya Shakti of the Lord, I'm subject to the Avarana Shakti. And because of that, I do not know the Lord right now. But as soon as I begin to submit to the Lord through His pure representative by submissive oral reception, coming through the parampara, then immediately through that submissive attitude, then what happens? Sevan Mukehi, how do you do that? Not by eyes, Prabhupada says, by process of tongue. Then Swayameva Spurati, then God is revealed to you in your private apartment, Prabhupada says. In your private apartment, in your private toilet, you are chanting in the bathroom, you are a depressed housewife or whoever you are. In your private space, He is revealed to you within your heart. Swayameva Spurati. Spurati means is revealed. No one cares about me. I'm a very lonely person. No, Krishna is with you. And as soon as you serve Krishna by chanting the name, Swayameva Spurati, he decides to reveal himself. And when he decides to reveal himself, no one can stop him. He is independent. Now, this is what are the three things I wanted to say first. Now, I want to go into the heart of it in the next 20 minutes. Today's talk. Now, this absolute truth is realized, and one can become supremely happy. One can become very happy. But the supreme happiness is not available to everyone. Okay? Why? Because everyone does not desire it. Everyone does not desire it. The supreme happiness of becoming happy every moment, being completely free of all misery. This is called freedom. Everyone can experience this freedom. For instance, I'll give you an example. Someone is freed from the desire of sex. It is great freedom. It is great freedom because it is nagging. Sex desire is like an itch. Satisfy me, satisfy me. It's like an itch. If someone has experienced the freedom from it, then he can enjoy the joy of liberation 20%, 25%, becoming freed. I'm happy. It is not nagging me. I'm happy. I'm free from the nagging of satisfying my palate. I want this food, that food. I'm free. Now you'll be very happy now. You're not worried. Very happy. Little is sufficient. Very happy. Suramandira tarumula nivasaha shayya bhutalam ajinam vasaha. Suramandira tarumula nivasa. I'm very happy chanting Suramandira tarumula nivasa. I'm situated on the root of a tree. Shayya bhutalam ajinam vasaha. What is my roof? Sky is my roof. What is my cloth? The air is my cloth. Ajinam vasaha. I'm very happy chanting Hare Krishna mantra. This freedom is available to everyone by gradual process of Krishna consciousness, where one is freed from all hankerings. The hankerings are compared to the 5 wives of a husband. The husband has 5 wives, and each of these wives are pulling him. Come to me, come to me, come to me. Similarly, every soul in the husband is a Purusha, and the 5 senses are like wives, pulling me, come, come, satisfy me, satisfy me. And the soul is tired. It's tired. Everyone can experience great freedom. This freedom is available to everyone. The Shastras are take it. But there is a civilization that has values that puts great obstacles to experiencing this freedom. That civilization is called Asura civilization. By being a part of the Asura civilization, the progressive march to experiencing this complete freedom and realizing Krishna as an absolute fact is jeopardized. So every sane man must realize what is the nature of this demoniac civilization. And that's what we're going to talk about. So there are 2 types of civilization. There are 2 types of thinking. So a person who's favorable for this, who wants to understand Vishnu, who's the primordial principle in everything. He's the Vishnu, he's the Atma of everything. He's the substantial fact. Vastavastu Shivadam Tapatre Bunmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikate Gimba Brairishwara Satyo Hridya Varudyate Atra Kridvihi Shushru Shubhi Tatshana. The primordial principle in everything. The person was antagonistic, he's unsubmissive, he's rebellious, he's resistant. That person is an Asura. He doesn't want to be happy, and he's intelligently wanting to propagate his philosophy to make everyone unhappy also. This is called an Asura. He has devious schemes, and we're going to look at all the devious schemes. Okay. Now, these things I mentioned, not everyone will understand that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, Atma Prakriti Vaichitra Dadati Chitra Uttaram Sasva Swarupastita Hi Atma Dadati Yuktam Uttaram. I mentioned the soul is there, the Atma is there, Bhagavan is there, he's the absolute truth, we can experience complete liberation. Now, everyone will not come to this conclusion. Manmaya mohita diyaha purushaha purusharishabha shreyaha varanti anekantam yatha karma yatha ruchihi. Because of the varieties of nature, sattva rupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharataha. Yoya shraddha, sattva rupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Yo, what is it? What is the third line? Sattva rupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharataha. Does anyone know the third verse? Okay, yes. Yo yes shraddha sareva saha, the fourth verse. Everyone has a different type of shraddha, and based on that, everyone will come to a different conclusion. If you ask 100 people about what is God, how many opinions will come? 300 opinions will come. Okay, correct? Everyone will have an opinion. Okay. Shraddhamayoyam purusha, yo yes shraddha sareva saha. Shraddha, everyone is having one different type of shraddha. In the beginning of debate, one person is asking, what is God? One person will have an opinion. In the end of the debate, he will change his position. Another opinion will come. Another opinion will come. Another opinion will come. Everyone is under the modes. Everyone is under a Maya. Everyone is changing opinions. So we don't go to these people. Anyway, so there are 5 differences we are going to talk about. What between the divine and demoniac. Okay, how they think, how they act. I mean, these are the 5 things I could think of. There could be more. And these differences define how a divine person thinks, how a demoniac person thinks. How a divine civilization thinks, how a demoniac civilization thinks. If we are a divine civilization, we can come to that complete freedom. First is object of inquiry, anveshaniya vastu. So I'll try to make it quick. So anveshaniya vastu means, by nature, everyone has the tendency to be curious. Everyone is curious. Okay. The fish is also curious. How does the bait taste? How does it taste? I want to taste. How does it taste like? It is curious, harmless curiosity. So it is inquiring, where is meat, where is meat? A fish is also inquiring. The eagle, which is flying maybe 100 miles above, that is also inquiring. What is that inquiring? Where is dead meat? Where is corpse? What is it? What is its object of meditation? What is its inquiry? Where is corpse? Where is corpse? Where is corpse? Correct? He's also inquiring. Now, a person in the stock exchange market is also inquiring. Which will get me, which stock to buy, which stock to trade, what to do, what not to do. He's also inquiring. The pigeon is also inquiring. The person in Las Vegas is also inquiring, where is prostitute? Where is prostitute? Right? Where is prostitute? He's also inquiring. The child is inquiring, where will I get credit? Whom can I impress next? He's also inquiring. Every person is inquiring. But the distinction between a reasonable inquiry and an unreasonable inquiry, or Asuri inquiry, or Daivi inquiry, is that the Asuri inquiry is always about how to fulfill the bodily necessities. Ahara mitra bhayamayitunasta samanya veta virnarana dharmo dirsham adhiko shesha dharmena visma. So he's inquiring. If you ask yourself, what am I inquiring? When is prasadam next? Oh, that's also good only. But who will praise me next? At least that's what I will do. How will I impress someone next? How will I get more money next? How will I save money more? What will happen to my children? So if you analyze your inquiry, if you inquire about your inquiry, at least if I inquire about my inquiry, I come to the conclusion that it is predominantly for just my own bodily demands or my extended family's bodily demands. Okay, I'm not inquiring anything else. So, but what is the real inquiry? Tasmad Guru Prapadyeta Jignasu Shreya Uttamam. Shade Pare Chanishnatam Brahmani Upasma. So one has to inquire about Uttama Shreyas. I have tried so many things to be happy. I have tried browsing the internet to be happy, watching YouTube videos continuously to be happy, changing different Netflix series to be happy. I've changed girlfriends to be happy, boyfriends to be happy, changed jobs to be happy. I tried to become the temple president, Bhakti Vriksha leader, tried to become a GPC, tried to become a guru, tried to open few. I've tried so many things to be happy. I do not know how to become happy. Now, what is my Uttama Shreyas? Jignasu Shreya Uttamam Udgata Tama. What will bring benefit to me? I do not know. You tell me. So when there is an inquiry, there must be a person of inquiry. Who's that person? Tasmat Gurum Prapatyeda. So the Jignasa must be how to make myself happy. I do not know. When one comes to this standard of inquiry, then that inquiry designates Daivi Sampat. So the modern civilization, if you see, they speak high philosophies, but in the news also they're inquiring what is the election results, what is this, where is the stock exchange, what happened to this celebrity, who won the IPL, and which celebrity married whom, where is the best deal. If you see, all the inquiries are coming from the soul. They're all coming from the soul, but it is becoming Bahirmukha. It is getting deflected outside. The pure water is called an inquiry. It is coming very purely, but it is mixing with the mud and it is becoming dirty. So the pure inquiry is coming from the soul, but it is becoming parag. Parag means externally oriented instead of becoming pratyak. Pratyak means which is internally oriented. Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Does anyone know who am I? About me, I'll have an opinion. About me, my wife has an opinion. About me, my boss has an opinion. About me, great Mahabhagavata devotees or nice devotees have an opinion. Now, whatever opinion I have about me, that is also changing. Whatever opinion others have about me, that is also changing. And every person is having different opinions about me at different points in time. Now, so what is me? Who am I? When we are plagued by this question, that is called human. So human life is not about getting the right answers. Human life is about asking the right questions. Okay, answers are there in the Bhagavad Gita. But if I don't have the right questions, if the question is not intense enough, Tikshna means the question must be intense. It must be God. God means must be very deep. If the question is very deep, if the question is very intense, the answer will appear as an answer. If the question is very weak, I could care less. So this inquiry, Anveshaniya Vastu, what am I inquiring about? What am I curious about? The modern civilization is making us curious about this matter. Prabhupada is saying, here we are also jignyas, we are going to the market, what is the rate of the share, what is the rate of this community, what is the rate of rice? We are also jignasu, but Shastra says, jignasu shreya uttamam. One must be inquiring about the highest function of life. This is human life, shreya uttamam. Shreya and prayer. Goodness, welfare, good. A small child does not know what is Shreya. If you give a 2 paisa worth lozenges, he thinks that's my object. I have got no nice sweet lozenges. But as we advance, Shreya is good. It is prayer. Immediately which you like, that is called prayer. But what is your ultimate good? That is called Shreyas. So Shreyas, prayers. So what is my Shreyas? I'm interested in prayers right now. But what will bring benefit to me? Comes in Sattva Guna. Unless we come to Sattva Guna, you won't start liking yourself. People talk about self-like in today's motivational speeches. But Sattva Guna means to actually be concerned about yourself. What will actually bring happiness to me? I do not know. Nate viduhu swartha gatim ki Vishnu. I do not know what is swartham for me. I do not know. Real self-like, if you really are selfish, then come to Devi Sampark, come to Bhagavatam class, come to Bhagavad Gita classes, come to this temple. If you really are selfish. If you are not selfish, don't read Bhagavad Gita. Right? If you are false selfish, false ego, false selfish, then don't read Bhagavad Gita. But if you are really selfish, then understand this. Right? Selfish. So, nahi bahu ayasa puratmaja atmatvad sarvabhutanam. Atmatvad sarvabhutanam. Prahlad Maharaj. Krishna is the real essence of everything. So, I think, time. So, Nachiketa is going to Yamaraj. Long story in Kathopanishad. Yamaraj is asking so many things. Right? Because I made you wait, Brahmana, I should not have made you wait. Because I made you wait, you can ask me 3 boons. And Nachiketa is asking, tell me about what is the purpose of life? What happens after death? Tell me. Then Yamaraj became very afraid. He said, this question alone don't ask me. Subhignyayam anuhesha dharmaha. Because this dharma is anuhesha dharmaha. This is very subtle. What is death? What is soul? What happens after it? Very, very subtle. Don't ask this question. Anuhesha dharmaha. Shata ayushaha putra pautra anvrinishwar. You ask me 100 years of life. You ask me many baboon, pashun, hatti. Ask me many elephants. Ask me many cows. Whatever you want, de dijiye. I'll give you. But this alone, don't ask me. Don't ask about me. I will not give you. Right? Ye ye kama durlabha matya loke sarvan kamam sangataha prarthayasva ima rama sarataha saturya nahi. I'll give you beautiful men. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. Whatever you want, you ask. I'll give you. Nachiketo maranam manuprakshili. Don't ask me about the science of death. Science of soul. Atma tattvam. Don't ask that alone. So whenever someone says, don't ask that, he said, that only I want. Right? So why Nachiketa said, no, I don't want any of this. I don't want a comfortable living. I don't want fame. I don't want wealth. I don't want to be known greatly. Done and dusted. Enough. Yada moha kalidam buddhi viltirishyati data kantas nirvedam shrotavyas shrutasya. Moha kalilam buddhi viltirishyati. I am done with this. My intelligence has passed the dense forest of delusion. I'm tired traveling in this desert of material existence. Now, tell me that which is eternal. Tell me that which is imperishable. Tell me that which can never be threatened. So this must be our standard of inquiry. Now, the Asura civilization will not inquire about these things. The Asura civilization says, Dil mange more, give me here, give me this, give me that. Always inquiring about newspaper. Inquiring what's there in the newspaper, what is there in politics, what is happening to the celebrity, what happened in this movie. So devotees, we don't want to inquire by force about these mundane things. By force, we want to inquire about the highest subject. Right? Again, this is the first thing. The second thing is darshana. The defining philosophy of an asura is that chintam aparimeyam pralayam tam upashyataha kam bhukoga paramaya davat virishitaha. He has come to a wrong conclusion that if I make my senses happy, I will be happy. If I satisfy my tongue belly and the genitals, I will be happy. This is the principle of the asuras. Tongue, belly, and genitals. These are all in the same line. If I satisfy these three things, Yetavadati nischitaha. Nischitaha means they have concluded. They're not even questioning that assumption. With an unquestioned assumption, they keep on going. Yetavadati nischitaha. This is the nature of an asura. The philosophy of an asura is hedonism. Hedonism means satisfy your body and you will be happy. They can dress this in so many ways. They can say communism, capitalism, thisism, thatism, democracy, Ambedkar, this, whatever you want to say, you say. Whatever you want to say, you say. What is your ultimate principle of enjoyment? Tell me that alone. They ultimately conclude sense gratification. We say put it in the dustbin. Right? They dress themselves very nicely. I'm going to speak socialism. I'm going to speak communism. Two people will be speaking in Star Plus. I don't know what is CNBC. Right? One person will say communism. Another person will say capitalism. Another person will say BJP. Another person. But everyone more or less is supporting the principle of sense gratification. That's all. So everyone is supporting the principle of sense gratification. By sense gratifying yourself, you will be happy. This is Asura's principle. Now, Devi Sampat means Tapodityam Putrakaha Yena Sampam Yasmat Shuddhyetram Saukyam. By sense gratification, you cannot be happy. You can be happy only by Tapodityam. You can be happy by undertaking difficulty for progressing spiritual life. Follow Dharma, follow the Shastras, follow the Mahajanas. That way you'll be happy. I'm keeping this object of appreciation and wonder. I'll finish in 10 minutes. Very important point. Prashamsayam cha vismayayam vastu. Vismayayam vastu, which means you can understand what is the difference between a divine person and demoniac person depending on the wow factor. Wow factor means wow. Depending on what he is wondering about, you'll understand whether it is Devi Sampad or Asuri Sampad. So, Bhagavad Gita Krishna is telling, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena macharyavat vadati tathaiva kamyaha ascharyavat chainam anyashranoti shuddhaveram vedana chaiva kasthiti. Some people are seeing the soul as amazing. Wow. Soul is amazing. Some people talk of the soul as amazing. They've not seen it. But when they talk about it, they feel greatly, wow, amazing, right? When we talk about it, it is so nice. The soul is present in the body of an ant. The soul is present in the body of Brahma also. The soul is so subtle, it cannot be destroyed. It is so wondersome. And some people cannot talk about it, but they are wondered when they hear about it. And some people, even when they hear about it, they are dull like a stone. What is there in the soul? Who knows whether it's there or not? So, because wood-like intelligence, no intelligence to assimilate it. Vimudaha nanu pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. So this is the nature of what people wonder about. So in today's world, if you see, people, if there is a big skyscraper building, people say, hey, big skyscraper building, hey, OpenAI, hey, ChatGPT, hey, Gemini, hey, Meta AI. You are wondering about it, but what is the goal about it? What are you again asking about? Same sense gratification. You are asking OpenAI how to make puri masala. Same thing, no? Same thing, no? You are again asking, you're going on a cruise. You're going on a cruise. What you are doing again? Again eating, mating, passing stool, eating. The same thing, right? Externally packaging all very nice. Internally the same thing only. Impact devotees, understand devotees, two things.
Material life, externally packaging very nice, internally the same bland thing. That is called tapasya. That is called tapasya. You are analyzing, why am I not able to understand I am the spirit soul? You are thinking like that is tapasya. You are trying to understand what is the Bhagavad Gita right now. That is tapasya. I am trying to understand also when I speak, trying to get some mercy as I speak. That is also tapasya. Everything is tapasya. Now, this appreciation and wonder in today's world is about this variety that you see outside. And then because of lack of austerity, we are not able to penetrate this Hare Krishna mantra. And even when coming to spiritual circles, people think spiritual circles means to follow a guru who has 2 million views. He has to speak English very nicely. The temple has to be very, very big. The temple has to be very ornate. So people in Asura mentality, they like complexity. They like complexity. They're always impressed by complexity. If you simply give this is prasadam, dal chawal, ama dal chawal prasadam, what is there? Isn't there pizza prasadam? So this obsession for complexity, this obsession for grandeur. I want to follow a guru who has a big popularity. I want to follow a guru who speaks English very nicely. What do you want? You want an English expert or you want spiritual knowledge? What do you want? What do you want? So the thing is this Asuras, they're obsessed about grandeur, complexity. They never want something simple. They never want some Hare Krishna mantra. Tell me something complex. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you can, oh no. Very, very easy. There is one person, right? What is his name? Acharya Prashant. He says, what is there in this Hare Krishna mantra? Same thing, Hare Krishna, simply by chanting, Osho. He also says, what is there in chanting and dancing about Hare Krishna? Same thing, same repetition. This is for less intelligent people. This is what Osho said. This is what quote unquote Acharya Prashant says. So these people, they are also subtle asuras. There are gross asuras and there are subtle asuras. Subtle asuras means their asuraism is embedded in the philosophy. Gross asura means their asuratvam is embedded in the activities. You see? So this is philosophical asuras. So they are wondering about a big skyscraper building. And when you appreciate something external, right? You are without yourself knowing, you identify with it. Hey, Elon Musk is so nice, no? He's sending something to Mars. If you appreciate something, what is there in Mars? Same thing, no? When you appreciate something, you cannot find fault with it. You identify with it. When you identify with it, you cannot find fault. So Dhritarashtra identified with Duryodhana. He could not find fault. When you identify with something, you cannot find fault. So you identify with all these asuras. Oh, Elon Musk, Twitter, subscribe Instagram, subscribe. The more and more you subscribe to Asura philosophy channels, feeds, you are identifying with it. When you identify with it, you cannot find fault with it. When you don't find fault with it, you become a part of them gradually. You see? So these asuras, they are appreciating external Mohini Murti. You see? How nice, beautiful farm, everything. They are glorifying Mohini Murti's external form. The Devas also know Mohini Murti, but they know the internal Swabhava of Mohini Murti. They know this is Vishnu only. And they are silent. They are not enamored. So what are you enamored by? What are you clapping for? What are you saying Jai for? What are you saying? What are you appreciating for? That determines whether we are Asura or Deva. I'm saying Jai Prabhupada internally fully. Then very good. Jai Prahlad Maharaj internally fully. Great. Wow. Lord Ramachandra is so nice. Jai Shri Ram. If I say that, this is called Kirtanam. Prashamsayam. To do Prashamsa is called Kirtanam. You're glorifying with full knowledge. That means you are there. Because you're glorifying. Wow, great pronunciation, Lord Ramachandra. Wow. Great Shabari. Oh, we did a drama last week. Amazing Shabari. Wow. Shabari ki jai. Shabari ki jai. This appreciation, when it is for Elon Musk, Amazon. Oh, Amazon is having last mile delivery. Amazon is having supply chain. How do they do those? Open AI. Then it appears very complex. It is complex. But just because it is complex doesn't mean it will bring well-being to you. Just because it is complex, it doesn't mean it is intelligent. Sometimes being simple is the most intelligent. You see? So one must discriminate between what is intelligence. I'll finish it for the 2 minutes. So again, purpose of austerity, tapasya buddhesha. Hiranyakashipu did tapasya. But what did he want to do? His purpose of austerity is to Krishna says, Sintam aprimeyam pralayantam upashritaha kama upabhogena parama yedavadi nishchitaha asha pashatai bhaktaha kama krodha parayanaha ihante kama bhogartam adhyayena. Purpose of austerity is to make material gratification accessible to everyone and to themselves. Right? They are always sworn to unclean work. They will go and dig the earth. They will do mining. They will construct big skyscraper buildings. They will announce grand policies. They will say, I distribute alcohol to everyone. In this way, they perform different hard tasks. Work very hard. For what? To cheat someone else. I work very hard. Where did you work? I work in the Twitter AI department. I work in YouTube AI algorithm. What does the YouTube AI algorithm does? I want to keep you on my platform always. That is my goal. So what is the purpose of my austerity? To waste your time. If I waste your time and if you spend money on my ads, I am successful. So I will waste your time because I work in Twitter AI platform. Now you work for GM or Stellantis or Ford. Now what you should do? You should make me buy the product that you have marked up the price by $7, and I should buy your product. Right? In this way, you fool me, I fool you. Correct? In this way, we have a collective Asura society. Correct? I am also an Asura, everyone is an Asura, and I elect the best Asura as the Chief Minister, as the Prime Minister. This is called collective Asura civilization. Everyone is participating in co-optive Asuratvam. I am also figuring out, having board meeting, very busy. What are you discussing in the board meeting? How to notch up the MSRP without knowing that their MSRP has gone up. And many features we are launching. How do customers pay for it? Add it into the MSRP. So the car which was costing $48,000 is right now $54,000. Why? Some features many people are working on. I have to save my job. So add $6,000, make it more difficult. And give continuously ads so that the children are attracted. The children will tell the father, Appa, I want the car. And he will buy the car. So with all the intelligence, with all the austerity, try to make life very difficult for everyone. Everyone is finding life difficult. Twitter person also finding difficult, Amazon also difficult, Apple also finding difficult. Everyone is finding life difficult. No one is finding life easy. You don't believe me? There are many forums where people talk about each other, their workplace. Right? I went to Amazon forum, in a forum called Blind. and I saw what people are speaking about Amazon. Everyone is very unhappy. In Facebook, Meta, everyone is unhappy. This is called Asura civilization. This is called Asura civilization. An idea of philanthropy. I think I mentioned this last time, but anyways. So what they think to be benefiting everyone. You see, this. How many of you watched the Munnabai MBBS? You watched Munnabai MBBS? In Tamil, I watched the Vasool Raja MBBS. When I was in 11th standard. So in Vasool Raja or Munnabai MBBS, what this person Sanjay Dutt will do is that he'll say, you have cancer now. I know what I will do. You have stomach cancer. You have little life only to live. So what will I do? I'll arrange a prostitute for you. I'll surprise you. Right? You can dance with that prostitute for a whole night. And in this way, I'll make your life very happy because you've not tasted the pleasures of life. Right? I'll arrange this for you. At that point of time, the hero will cry. Cha, wow, amazing love, affection you have. Cha, 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 cha. And seeing that everyone in the theater was cha, cha, cha. Amazing. See how noble. Cha, pa, 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 pa. Like great, great, great. And visibility claps from the theater. Great. Person is going to die without any personal considerations. Sanjay Dutt is arranging for a prostitute so that he can enjoy the pleasure of it. Cha, 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 cha. Now, contrast is Parikshit Maharaj in Bhagavad. Parikshit Maharaj also comes to know his time. He will die. But what is he doing? He's going to Shukadeva Goswami. This person, who is the supposed hero, Sanjay Dutt and Kamala Hassan, I don't know how many others you've seen. He is leading a person who's going to die to a prostitute. So that his next life, what will happen? This fool does not know. This is the meaning of idea of philanthropy. They think they're doing something beneficial to everyone. So there was one idiot called, sorry to use a harsh word, but there was one person called Periyar. They're called Periyar. This person said, why should men only drink alcohol? Women also should have the freedom to drink alcohol. Right? Women also should have the freedom. How noble, how revolutionary, how amazing. This is called Asura civilization. Asura civilization means to spread the gambit of anarthas. Something is there as spark, but you make it into a fire of anarthas. And simple fire of spiritual life is there, and you fan it away as very, very little. You make it into smoke. This is a very serious problem, my dear devotees. Very serious problem. Your children or you, we are being plagued by these Asura forces continuously. And the only saving grace is the purports of His Divine Grace, Abhaya Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and his strong followers, his dedicated followers. Even other temples they go, I'm sorry to say, they are like broken mics. They're like this. They already decided anyway, I have to be a part of Asura framework. Let me show some arati and let me go with my business. They don't want to wage a war against Asura civilization. But Prabhupada created the society not to just simply clap the Hare Krishna mantra and to totally submit to the Asura civilization. We have to pose strong resistance to the Asura civilization to benefit humanity at large. It is not that I am okay, you are okay. No, we have to come as a society to bring benefit to mankind. Sarva bhuta hite rataya. Sarva bhuta hite. To bring benefit to everyone. That is the meaning of Sanatana Dharma. And that means to call a spade, to say something unpleasing, katu vachanam. Yes, it has to be spoken to call out the Asura civilization, which is stopping from mankind to experiencing this highest freedom. You see? And if you see, these are the 5 things I wanted to say, 5 points where Asura civilization and Devi civilization are changing. And if you see the data, again, sorry, taken long. So the result of the Asuric policies, one of the Asuric policies are saying, like these are all used, if you go to PPC, if you go to different things, you get this, motivating you, right? So this Forbes article is telling 2 reasons why sexual. Is anyone who has not heard of FOMO? Who's here not heard about FOMO? FOMO, you have not heard? FOMO means fear of missing out. So sexual FOMO means I am with my wife only, I am with my husband only, but what if I'm missing out on more fun? This is called sexual FOMO. Sexual fear of missing out. So people are saying, this article, basically if you want, you can go and read this article. Along with that, and do another 1 hour of Prabhupada's reading, or you can be convinced by this. But I'm saying 2 reasons why sexual FOMO is powerful according to science. In this article, they are saying it is very natural to seek fun. So it is not necessary to be with your husband or wife. Chalega, it's okay. Like I was telling in Bhakti Vriksha the other day, right? In Detroit, I saw a big, while traveling to Detroit Temple, I saw a big billboard a few years ago. They said, who knows, your husband might be cheating on you. Don't be missing out. Try out our new app. You can have an extramarital relationship. Even if I don't have any idea, they'll give me ideas. You see, this is where they are. See, they're promoting this, but I looked at data. I looked at different articles of connecting this sexual licentiousness and depression. And this article says increasing number of sex partners were associated with increasing risk of substance dependence. Substance dependence. You are more prone to use drug abuse if you are licentious. And then later, and this is in a study established a strong association between number of sex partners and later substance disorder, especially for women. Women are more prone because women are, they give their heart easily to anything. They're very rigid. You know, they have a strong emotional inclination. So, and women who are licentious, they get attached to that man. And that man says, you know, Chalega, he leaves and the woman undergoes depression. And in this way, it's been scientifically even proved with data that the Asuric policies results in increased depression. Sexual licentiousness will not work for your life or for anyone's life. It will not work. It looks very good to hear. And this guy, this is what I say, EVR. And this person, he says, he wanted self-respect marriages to be based on secular contract in a form of companionship that can be called off if any of the partners don't decide. He believed that this freedom to walk out of an unhappy or even just boring marriage. If I find a marriage boring, I should walk away. This is what this person feels. And this person is the ideological father for the party which is ruling Tamil Nadu right now. So you can very well say, and Asuras are leading Tamil Nadu. And same thing with other parties in India, where the person is saying, if you are in a family and if you find it boring, walk out. That's fine. But what will it do? It will affect the children. And if children are affected, how will they become better later? What will be their mindset? So an Asura cannot think of a holistic perspective. He will only think very narrowly. Today I feel pleasure, I'll be happy, like I say, prayers. He can't think, if I separate right now, what will happen to the child? If the children are allowed right now, what will happen to them in the future? That they cannot think. Right? And what do they want? What is my goal in life? Why am I here? Who am I? Nothing. I just feel good right now, let's do it. And according to the own scientific article, people engaged in casual sex reported decreased well-being, self-esteem, and life satisfaction, as well as increased psychological distress and depression symptoms. So in this way, you can go through, I have many articles like this. I've been trying to gather them, right? So that we can offer a resistance, combined resistance to this Asuric forces that are operating. And in this way, they are debilitating the faith of the common folk, and their chance to make spiritual advancement is lost. See, so there is a rate of suicide among young generations who are being raised. 2 people are working. I saw a study, 2 people are working. Man is also working, women is also working. And in both parents are working, if the time available to the children is less than 3 hours, the sign of depression is greater than 70% among the youth. And this is what today's civilization they are doing. You know, everyone wants to work, no children are sent to the day. So this civilization, as if women were very unhappy before, and only if the women work outside, only if women, if you have to work, that's fine. But only if you work outside, you are valid. Otherwise, you are a useless person. And only if you make very great career advancement and if you reach, sweet C levels, then you are happy. This is all Asuric philosophies. Okay, I mean, I can keep talking, but, the conclusion is that I need, I feel as a community, we can do a lot more by coming together, by having a very strategic approach to identify all these data points and to have a very convincing pitch against the Asuric way of life. Right? So if you are interested, and if someone is already doing something, I would like to partner with them. If someone is interested to participate in this endeavor where we can, do different studies, we can search for these different articles, research scenarios. If someone is interested, they can reach out to me. If someone is already doing work, I'm happy to work with them. But overall, Krishna consciousness is not simply I chant Hare Krishna mantra alone. We have to also understand the obstacles to doing it perfectly. Virodhi should be understood very clearly. So with that being said, let's come together, make this life perfect. Ourselves, be protective of ourselves and our children of these Asuric forces by studying Srila Prabhupada's books and also do our best to protect the world against these forces. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please bless me if I spoke anything, inappropriate. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Nice class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.